Well, hello, this is Rochelle and welcome to my channel. So for this week I'm going to try and do a few comparisons. I'm not gonna go kind of like this product or that product, and I'm not paid by any of these products. I really just want to kind of show you and give you an idea of what the differences are in some of the products that are available out there for specifically Bible journaling, but can be used in kind of any crafting and journaling and things like that. I want to show you kind of the products that directly have the same characteristics or uses, but some prefer one, some prefer another, and so preference and all of that, I'm not putting that into this video. I am merely giving you the two kind of products side by side comparison, and both of the products that I will be featuring this week for each video is available at my little store, La Rochelle Crafts, here in Centurion. I do enjoy both of the products. They all have their space. So again, I want to say that this is not a paid promotion of any of the products. I am doing a Rochelle comparison, layman's comparison between two products at a time. So first off, I want to take the time to compare the Faber-Castell Gelatos to the Caran Neocolor 2s. So what these are is a water soluble pigment stick. They are also similar to the scribble sticks and the distress crayons. So all of those four kind of products are side by side, do the same thing. Okay, some blend easier, some store easier, so we're going to look at a few of those things. So the Caran Neocolor 2s is a water soluble color wax pastel. That's the 2s. The Neocolor 1s is a water resistant pastel. So the one resists, the one is soluble. So that's the kind of difference between the Neo 2s and the Neo 1s. So the Neo 2s and the Gelatos are very similar, and for today I'm going to take two colors that are in the same across the board. So let's take olive. It is one of my favorite colors. So packaging wise, this one is a crayon in a wrapping like normal coloring crayons that you get for school. I personally prefer the packaging of the Gelatos just because this is way more safe than this. If I drop this one, it'll break. If I drop this one, wouldn't necessarily break. These ones melt, etc, etc, etc. So there's packaging wise, I prefer the packaging of the Gelatos, my preference, but otherwise, I mean, they are kind of doing the exact same thing. Let's test them. I have not tested the Neocolor 2s at all, so it's going to be as new for me as what it is for you. Let me just reach for some wet wipes so I can clean my palette. I did have some orange on here before. Okay. I do have a lady whose Neocolor 2s have completely melted in the tin, so they are now one big soluble or one big solid piece. So there's that. So I do want to test what they both feel like in my Bible, so I'm going to test them in the back of my Bible, just because I don't want to necessarily. So in the back of your Bibles you should have some pages that have got like reading plans and things like that on, so I don't mind going over those words. So just for scribbling, obviously I like that it's a pointed scribble, that works for me. With the Gelato, it's a flat kind of scribble, but you can make it fine if you do it on the side, so it's not as fine. You can see what I'm saying. If I'm going to add water to that, that is my dog trying to get in or out, not sure which one. If If I'm going to add water to it, I just take a brush. This is unprepped pages, so no gesso. I can blend this fairly smoothly. Let's have a look at the Neos. Very much the same color payoff. It does require a bit more working on the Neo 2 to get the lines gone, if you see what I'm saying. Very much same pigment payoff on the two products. So that was the scribble, and then adding water. I do want to see what they work like when blending with my finger. So just a dry kind of blend. Let's scribble that, and I am going to try and do it thin so that we can kind of compare apples with apples here. So blending with my finger here, just dry, no water added. It's like that. Blending with my finger here, not as easy. So I can't get the lines away, where I get the lines away much easier. Okay, might be different on gesso. This is just unprepped paper. Okay, so that's the blending, which, if you get what I'm saying, why I kind of prefer the gelato, I can blend it out easier with my finger than without, or than with the other one. Let us try. Let me just get my greens makeup brush. So I'm going to do a few ways. I'm going to see if I can, and I must actually write so that I can actually compare in the end. Let me just get my pen. Okay, so for both of these, this is the Neos, and then this is the Gelatos. Okay, so let's try blend with the brush. So scribble directly and scribble directly. Oops. Gelatos, very pigmented. I'm gonna try blend it with that. It's not moving. Try blend it with that. Moving very nicely. Okay, so if we look at that, it's adding H2O, finger, blend, brush, blend. Okay, so now let's apply it onto the palette and then pick it up with the brush and apply the color, or transfer the color then. So that's the Neo 2, and then that's the Gelato, Neo 2. It's very difficult. Neo 2. And then as we do that, we're somewhere comparing another another thing here. So with the Neo 2s, you can write over them directly, no problem. They are not as waxy as the Gelatos. With the Gelatos, if you're going to go straight with a fine tip onto the Gelatos, it is going to clog your pen nib. So either your Micron, your Unipen, your Pit Artist pens, all of your fine liners, it'll clog. But if I go and heat set this, that waxy layer kind of melts and you can write on over top of it, no problem. So that kind of resolves this problem. What else do we want to do? Maybe stamping. Shall we try stamping? Let's try stamping. So I know that they actually scribble directly onto the stamps with the Neos. Maybe wet them, I'm not sure, before you scribble on. I huff a little and then stamp. It is a pretty clear stamped image. The way that I do it with the gelato is to scribble it on there, kind of huff onto my stamp, pick up the pigment, oops, huff onto my stamp again, and stamp my image. So I do want to do a better comparison here, so let's try if we wet it a little bit first and then scribble. I have a lot of friends who are very equally split between gelatos and neos, so let's see. Huff a bit and then stamp. It is a better image if you wet the surface a little bit first. Let's see if I can pick up the pigment from here. This is still the neo color 2, so if I now want to go paint with the pigment that's left there versus picking up this pigment, so again, super similar. It's very much a toss-up between preference. I have seen them splatter using a wet brush and a neo and literally just kind of flicking. I do like that. Let's see if, oh goodness, that is watercolor pigment. Should be able to do that with the gelato as well. So yeah, it does flick as well. And I can use the ninja finger. So there you go. Your kind of way to make an informed decision here. Shall we try doing a bit of stenciling quick while we're at it? This page is also, let me just get a stencil quick. Let's grab the Lady Packing Paper stencil that I haven't opened yet. Cute little butterflies. If I then, but let's do the blending. Scribble it onto my non-stick palette. I wonder if the textured palette also makes a difference. It probably will. So let me run this through tissue paper. To clean it off as much as I can. I played with some infusions in case you're wondering what those spots are. Picking up the Neo 2 and stenciling it through. Actually works pretty nicely. Then let's clean it as much as we can again to get as true a possible outcome. Scribbling my gelato, picking that up. You can see I'm also wasting way less. And then stenciling that. Very similar payoff. So in comparison, step by step, stamping, watercolor, splatters, stencils. For blending, I would go with the gelato. For stamping, I would go with the gelato. And for stenciling, I would go with a gelato. For storage and packaging, I would go with the gelato, but that is my personal opinion. So there you go, my opinion on the Neocolor 2s and the gelatos, step by step, process on process, color to color, so comparing apples to apples. Just a little bit of my input there. So I hope this video is helpful, giving you some of the differences between the two, and giving you kind of an idea of which one you would prefer and how you would use it. So thanks for joining me. Bye bye.